Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Wanted to touch on Fernandez files today. Stories that matter to you, stories that matter to me, stories that matter to all of us within the community. So a couple topics to talk about this afternoon. We're going to talk about a Doniphan teen who's convicted in a sextortion case, and he could be spending the rest of his life in prison. This story is actually trending right now, so this is something a lot of people are clicking on, a lot of people are interested in hearing more about. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about a major recall alert from Igloo. We'll chat about that. And then also tomorrow is Valentine's Day, but it's also National Donor Day. And Nebraska Medicine has a record that we're going to chat about in some detail. So that should be interesting and fun news that you can use and all of us can talk about at length in the community. So the first story to chat about today is out of Grand Island, Nebraska, that area. And we do have this story available for you on our website, so I'll head over there. It's firstalert6.com. So here's our webpage, and then I have this story up for you here so you can take a good look at this teen. Now, this is the teen from Doniphan convicted in a sextortion case, and he's 18 years old. His name is Cody Holum, and he could spend 80 to 160 years on 5 felony charges, okay? He was accused of blackmailing female victims. He pleaded no contest to 2 first-degree sexual assaults of a minor charges, 2 first-degree sexual assault charges, and 1 human trafficking charge. He's also required to register as a sex offender. Now, he is accused of threatening to expose nude photographs of victims unless they agreed to have sex with him or provide him with more photographs. There are 13 separate victims in this case, so this is something you definitely want to be aware of, and it is something that is just, you know, a lot of people are chatting about. This is trending right now, especially for Fernandez files this afternoon. One of the victims actually shared a victim impact statement saying she was abused and blackmailed by this 18-year-old for 2 years. And I'm going to read a direct quote. She says, quote, "I still struggle today and every day, which means every time I text or call, it brings me back to 2 years ago." She also says, quote, "I became isolated, insecure, and distant. I feel uncomfortable eating or when I'm around men, and I assume something bad will happen again," end quote. So that's a direct quote from one of the 13 victims. Also, she did add that her ongoing struggle is painful, but thinking about this man being free is just horrifying for her. She told the court every day she battles depression because of this, anxiety, and is working to reduce her thoughts of suicide. So that is the first story we're going to touch on today for Fernandez files. Now, the second story that I wanted to touch on, this is a recall alert from Igloo, and I don't know about you, but I definitely have one of those Igloo cases, and thankfully mine isn't one of the coolers that are being recalled. I guess the handle can actually malfunction, and it can cause fingertip amputation or fingertip injuries. So clearly, if you do have this cooler, this is one you want to get rid of ASAP. So let's head back over to the cpsc.gov recall website. So I'm going to head over there now for you. Now, Igloo is recalling more than 1,090,000 quart rolling coolers, again, due to that fingertip amputation and crushing hazards. So here's a good look on your screen of the exact model that they're showcasing here. So the name of the product is Igloo 90 quart flip and toe rolling coolers. And again, the toe handle can actually pinch people's fingertips against the cooler, and it can cause amputation and even crushing issues. So the CPSC recall was just issued today. Igloo has received 12 injury reports, including bone fractures and even lacerations. So the CPSC is urging you to stop using this cooler if you do have it. Stop using it immediately. We do have a couple other colors to show you here as well. The black and white, we just saw the gray, the blue. So it comes in various different shades, and you know, stop using this cooler immediately. They were sold at major retailers like Costco, Target, Dick's, and Amazon, and this was between 2019 and January 2025. Now, about 1.06 million of these coolers were purchased. So, you know, maybe this is in storage. Clearly it's cold out there. We're not going to be using or needing any frozen drinks for quite some time. If you do, you don't need an Igloo to put them in. So stop using them immediately. You can contact Igloo for a free replacement handle. So that is something to take note of for Fernandez files this afternoon as well. Now, lastly, I did want to talk about Valentine's Day. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, but it is also National Donor Day, okay? And National Donor Day celebrates those who've signed up as organ donors and raises awareness about organ donation. Nebraska Medicine has some very cool new record we should share with you today. So I'm going to head over to this graphic sent to us by Nebraska Medicine, and they say 2024 was a record-breaking year for liver, kidney, and lung transplantation. So this is very, very cool. You can read the graphic as I'm kind of going over a few things here. But yeah, so they did 188 kidney transplants, 150 liver transplants, 17 lung transplants, and 41 heart transplants. They call the heart transplants the fourth busiest year ever. And this was kind of interesting when I was reading through the press release, maybe something that you'd like to take note of, but living organ donations actually provide greater success rates compared to donations from deceased donors. So that's a fun fact for you. And also at Nebraska Medicine, this year 59 transplants involved living donors. So literally saving lives, saving people's lives here in Nebraska and elsewhere. I also found out that a lot of people actually fly themselves in from other states to utilize the services at Nebraska Medicine, as they're one of only 10 transplant programs in the country that perform heart, intestinal, kidney, liver, lung, and pancreas transplants. So a lot of transplants there, and it's right in our own backyard. So very good to know on that one as well. Now, do want to talk a little bit about the weather. So clearly yesterday, a lot of snow out there, a lot of traffic accidents. We actually brought you a live accident here from the Alert Center yesterday as breaking news, something that we were just witnessing firsthand on one of our live cameras out there that we were able to show you and kind of go over. And then we did do our due diligence and have that on our website, firstalert6.com, as well as on our broadcasts. So First Alert 6, we did have a weather morning, a First Alert 6 weather morning. That has since ended though, okay? So that ended around 9 a.m. Temperatures are warming, a bit out there, and this is according to a recent list from Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. As we chat about the weather, let's take a look outside, shall we? So here's a live look from our Blackstone camera. You can see the sun is shining out there, so that is good, but do not be deceived by the sun. That does not mean it is warm, it is cold. We are expecting a high of 16 degrees today. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 7. And let's take a look at the just this icy shot, if you will, at the Missouri River. So the flag blowing in the wind there, still no green on the trees anywhere. Yeah, it's cold out there, guys. So Friday, cloudy and windy, a 30% chance of midday light mix, a high of 32. And then as we gear up for the weekend, Rusty made Saturday a First Alert weather day due to yet another round of morning snow with falling temperatures all day. So this is another blast of cold. So we've just got to kind of make it through today, and then Friday with that high of 32, a scorcher, and then Saturday, those temperatures are going to be going down, and we can expect about 1 to 3 inches of snow accumulation. He's anticipating a 70% chance of morning snow, a high of 24 early on Saturday, and then falling from there, and then gusts to about 30 miles per hour. So that does not sound like fun. So yeah, Saturday is going to be that next First Alert 6 weather day. As I mentioned yesterday, with all the falling snow that we've really been lacking in our area until yesterday, the roads look great, look very clear from this live shot at 90th and Dodge. Traffic seemingly flowing smoothly there. Haven't heard about a lot of fender benders or any major traffic accidents today, so that is some good news. Everybody still pack your patience on those roads. As it does become colder out there, you want to be aware of some black ice. Actually, you can see this tow truck crossing this screen live as we speak, carrying a car. I'm not sure if that was an accident or what that's about, but just a visual hazard for you to just make sure you're driving cautiously and very aware of your surroundings and the fact that there could be some icy patches out there. So another note from Rusty before we go. So he says there is an increasing potential for 6 First Alert weather day on Monday, and this is with increasing snow chances, but he does say he's holding off on naming Monday a First Alert 6 weather day at this point, but that could change as even colder air could roll into our area. So we're kind of on hold for that one, but at this point, the 6 First Alert morning weather day is over now. It ended at 9 a.m. and then our next First Alert weather day is on Saturday. But of course, I'll let our meteorologists give you the latest and greatest from their weather center back there as they kind of just monitor this for us. Now, before we go, I do want to let you know that you can always head to our website for the latest news there. It's firstalert6.com. I'll refresh this grid for you just in case. But we do have our top story up here, and then as always, I always like to point out the banners up here. So here's a list of closings and delays for you. If you click on that, you can kind of see, you know, what organization is closed, if they're opening late, and what type of organization. Is it a school, a church, a business, etc. So if you have any questions, or perhaps no one's answering the phone today, you know, it might help if you head to our website, firstalert6.com, and then click on that closings and delay area right there on our screen. Now, in the interim, do hope you stay bundled up out there. It is a cold one. Do not be fooled by that sunshine, and then as temperatures continue to drop later tonight, beware of that ice if you are traveling on metro roads. So, and I'll leave it at that. Bundle up, and we'll be seeing you for our broadcast at 3 o'clock.